I had to postpone it a couple times, but we finally made it, right? We did the thing. In my juice, I have kale, uh, kind of a strawberry, kale, a carrot, and pineapple, and that's it. And a little bit of blueberry. So, um, wait, see how that goes. Because kale in that one's really kind of strong. So we'll see. I have not had my juice for a couple days, and now I miss my juice. So hopefully everybody's doing well. Now, Christina is like one away from 500. She is so close to 500. She's one away. Let's get her to that today so that we can maybe start working on trying to get her watch hours. And I have an idea about that, but I do have to talk to her about it. She is only one to see that. Like to see her grow to the 500. It would be nice. So this is an opportunity for you all to come in as I'm working on my new art projects. To come in and connect and talk with each other and make those connections are so important. It's an opportunity for you all to do that. Tomorrow, I don't know if I'll be coming live, so I thought I better come live for a little bit tonight because tomorrow Christina is coming over. So with her tomorrow, she'll be coming here. So we'll see how I feel afterwards. But I've been really focusing a lot on trying to get Soap Caddies done because I don't want to be off guard in the next little bit. So I've been really working on replenishing that stock. I just got done with all of the stock that we have to, or the yarn that I had that I needed to work to finish up. So we got that. I've been, I don't know. This project, I don't know. Don't know, right? So we are working on this, and I kind of debated a little bit on whether I think I'm going to get done with first doing the flowers, and then I may change that. I don't know yet. I like it, but I kind of may have to go a different route. But that's something that if you do happen to kind of make it a little boo boo, and you have to, you for some reason have to take something out because you just rethought it and it may not work with the. Seeing if I've got any of the other stuff before I go to that one. So if you have to, we may have to take that out because it may not work with what else, even though I think it's cute. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. If you're coming on in, please do hashtag. I don't know why the comments aren't showing. They should. So see why they're not on there. So if y'all are coming in and I can't see you, don't know why you're not on my phone. Hi AJ. Hi Movement. You can put hashtag blessed in the chat if you want people to connect with your channel. Maybe it'll decide. I've at least got my laptop up and see that. So I start working on this. Let's go ahead and work on this one. So hopefully everybody is doing well. Again, usually I can see the chat. I don't know why I can't see it tonight. I see it over here, but I can't see it over there. Move the laptop over more so I can make sure I don't miss y'all. Sorry for being late. It's just been one of them days. Again, my focus has been on replenishing the soap caddy supply. That's what I've had to do. Really have had to focus on that. So I'm not behind the 8 ball when that happens. And I wanted to finish the yarn I had from previous before I started with the new yarn I bought. I've been kind of really focusing on getting that finished. So if you haven't connected with Christina, please go over and connect with her. She is, like I said, one away from 500. I'd love to see that happen. We do have memberships available. And we do have super chats. Those are up and running now. Thank you for everyone that has supported us. Also, the list, I will put the fabric list, which is everything, and I will get our Amazon store up and running. We're working on that too. And I will get the recaps out. Maybe tomorrow I'll sit and really focus on that after Christina leaves. I'll need to probably give my hands a break, even though I usually am pretty good. I don't want to overdo them either. Did I cut that two down? Oops, I probably did. So I'm moving it. Got enough of the fabric that I can. For some reason, I haven't got it. Sometimes you need to pick it up if that happens, and kind of fix that with a little bit of glue. It's being a little ornery and it doesn't want to go down. We can fix it. Glue fixes everything, y'all. I kind of really got a little. Now, one thing I'm going to try to start doing, I cannot guarantee you it's going to happen every night, but we have started putting up on the YouTube channel the person who we're giving the shout out for the day. We have taken one of their playlists and put it up for you all. And so what I'm going to start trying to do is taking those playlists and having them play through. And you all understand I'm kind of watching how I say it at nighttime. But I don't mind doing that for the people that we've given the channel shout outs to. I just would ask that if we do that and we leave a comment, I'm not going to go through and but at least you'll have the benefit of the watch hours. I just ask, please, if you can, if you see that we have run or done something like that for you and you've benefited from the watch hours, just take a little bit of time for us and do the same thing in return. So, if somebody asked us to watch some of their content, I have no problem doing that if I can. I just ask that if we take the time to do that, you all take the time to do it when, for us too as well. So I don't mind doing it. I'm just asking that if it's done on one end, it's done on the other. So if, if you ask and we do, and we don't see that somehow the same is getting, we're kind of getting the same courtesy in the back, and you ask again, probably won't do it. It's not because we don't want to support, but we also want to make sure we're giving as much support as we can to everybody. And as Tuber Chat says, doing a little bit, doing as much as we can for everybody, but also making sure that we're being fair. So I don't mind doing it, but I also don't want to keep doing it. And, it has to be on both sides. Um, and so, anyway, I don't mind doing it on the one side, and I don't mind doing it for the people we give the shout outs to. But if they ask and we don't see that the same is being given back, we're just not going to do it. Won't do it again. It doesn't mean we won't give shout outs or anything, but if we're asked, hey, can you do this for me? Well, yes, but can you please make sure that this is done? And if we see that that's being done, we have no problem doing it, because it's about helping each other and helping each other as much as we can. And that's what community does. That's what we're all about, is community. And some of these darker fabrics, you don't have to worry about this. I don't know if I can get this up, but if you can, little stragglers, get on it, remove it. So they may make an impact on your finished product. Let me cut the fabric out, Mary. So seems like we either got rid of the fly or something happened. Mom opened the door and the fly went out, which is good. I did not want that fly back. I haven't seen it for a couple of days. It was funny, well, it was here, but I'm glad it's not. So I'm kind of thinking two things about and it's going to be a pain in the neck to take that out, but I may end up taking it out. I don't know yet. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But files, you can put hashtag blessed in the chat if you want people to connect with your channel. And I think last time I checked, we're about 750 watch hours away from full monetization. So, guys, keep rocking that. I certainly want to hit it before the new changes come in to play, because I do not want to have to accomplish that. And if you're not connected with Christina, she's the link at the very top with Chrissy's cosplay wardrobe. Please do. Last time I checked, she was only one away from 500. And I've got an idea to kind of see if we can get her watch hours done before the changes come in. I just have to talk to her about doing that. She does a lot of shorts, but I can put her shorts into like video groups. So if you haven't connected with her, please do. Because again, she's not far from that. She's one away. Wish that made me change since then, since I put it up. Yep, she's still one away. I don't know why this thing doesn't have it where I can't see the chat on my phone. This phone usually has a chat and I can look over here and not have to look over here. But I guess it isn't wanting to work tonight. And if somebody sent me an email, I will be responding back. I've just been hyper focused on soap caddies lately. So I don't want to be really far behind either. Trying to figure out what that is. What is the way it is. Having my tea. I'll see how my juice pans out. I did this juice on Tuesday. And usually I like kale, but this is like a really strong kale smell, like a really, really strong one. I left it because I didn't have enough room in ice cubes. I'm wondering if it turned a little bit, but it shouldn't. I mean, it should last 3 days in the refrigerator. So if I can't, then I'll just say, okay, lesson learned. Coming out cute though. Just not sure about. Just not sure about that yellow yet. I put it down, but I got to think, I've got to look at it from a different perspective because I have to say, well, the yellow looks cute, but if I don't have another color to go around, then I got to think of that. So I may be taking it out and redoing that section, even though it's adorable. It just may not work from a standpoint of I've got to be able to have the yarn or the fabric to finish the rest of it. My hands needed a break from crocheting. I enjoyed it, but they needed a break. I gave Mocha a bath today or a shower. She goes so willingly into the bath. So willingly. Out of the shower. Gave her a shower. She hadn't had a shower for. She got a shower today. And I did post my food. Everybody said I did better than I did before. I'm like, okay. I can go with that. I almost thought about using that orange I got down at that one fabric outlet place, but we'll see. I don't quite know yet. I do not know because we're not there yet. Just gotta finish the leaves and go from there. Actually, I think what we need to do is finish the leaves and then figure out the cross part and then go from there because I'd like to keep it the way it is, but I may have to make a change. Just because I can't figure out what to put around. That's where I'm kind of stumped. is kind of around the cross itself. I'm kind of stumped. So if you're listening, say hello. I promise you, we don't bite. Just make sure I didn't cut that. I don't think I did because it's a really small piece. And we got enough. We got enough room. Sticky, sticky. That's the song I played on the flute in my head. Looking good in the neighborhood. Josh has come across this recipe that we've now started making, and Josh's recipe. I think I'm gonna have to film it so that you guys know how to do it. It's frozen s'mores. But we'll have to perfect it and then I'll put it up on a channel. We'll get Christina's professional opinion tomorrow. I'll start green one. This thing is all sticky. I'll get out the wipes when I get done with the last little bit. I think I'm gonna change that. The more I look at it, I think you gotta figure out the cross and then we gotta see if we can keep that. That's where I was stumped last time and I think I'm gonna be stumped again, but we'll figure it out, y'all. We always do. We always do around this place. Figure it out together. That's what community does. Problem is that no. I don't know why this is, and I don't like it. They don't cooperate like I want it to. Now it's doing it. Just have to push it around a little bit. Bring the stroller. Almost done with the leaves, y'all. Yeah, that song stuck in my head. It's a good song to have stuck in the head, but it's stuck in the head, y'all. My hands are all sticky, but I'll take care of it in a minute. I added some honey nuts because that kale, it's really moving. We'll see. But now the honey is on the side of the jar, and it's like, I don't know if I can drink it because it's like really strong kale. In another world, y'all. I'm in another world. And if you're hopping on in, please say hi. And a channel that really focuses a lot on connection. And we want to focus on really connecting, growing everybody, and helping everybody. That's what this channel is all about. I can move this over because it's just not going to. I know, like I need it. Yes. And we get done with this, then we'll figure out what we're gonna do for the other part of it. I don't quite know. I like the yellow, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work with what other colors I have for the rest. So that's where we gotta kind of. That's where we gotta kind of test it out. And y'all, we did, if you missed the live, we did become an affiliate, or Mama did, with the Amish Soap Company, Amish Country Soap Company. So please go give them some support. Check out their products. I did put our affiliate link in there. They have great products, y'all. All right, this last piece, and then we'll start figuring out the rest. I gotta clean this off. Glad we did the two-tone on the leaves because that really made it. Okay, I'm done the two-tone. I mean, it would have been fine to do it, but I think that the two-tone just helped to lighten. It just brightened everything up. Sometimes, depending on it, you have got to use this tool, but you got to be careful. But just sometimes it just, especially if it's like this, it's really tiny where I got to stick it in. And the fabric needs to be double layered, but it just needs a little bit more of a push for it to actually get where you want it to. Get this little piece off. If I can get it back up again. There's just too much toothpick going in there. So you just got to be careful how you do it. But sometimes it just needs the force of a stronger tool to make it work. Just like I said to everybody, you just got to be careful with them tools because they will absolutely kind of really get in there with some of those tools. This piece does not want to go in the trash can. It's to come back, probably because my hands are a little sticky right now, which I will fix in a minute. Talking to some people that have a Publix in their area, tell you how jealous I am. I'm not a jealous person, really. I miss Publix. I'm back here. I like Kroger's and all them, but I'd love to have a Publix. Can't come up here quick enough. It's starting to make its way up here, but as far as I'm concerned, not fast enough. Okay. And it has just been raining today. It's been a rainy day today. So kind of stayed focused on soap caddies and kind of just taking it easy today, which I try to do on whatever day it is. I want to think about it in a minute. On Mondays, because Sundays usually is busy. Thought about coming live last night, but by the time I kind of got done with some things, it was just too late. But okay, we're not doing this tonight. Everybody can have me tomorrow. All right, let's wipe this down. It's all sticky. Hi, Riches. Welcome on in. How you doing? There he is. I think I've got a whole bin. See, the thing is that I'd had a thing of soap caddies, or yarn, I should say, from my old stash of yarn that I wanted to finish up before I started the new stash. So I've been really working to get that done. And I finally got all that yarn done so I can start on the new batch of yarn I got, which is the same colors. It's just, I really wanted to make sure that I when I do this next batch, because of the amount of yarn I bought, I didn't buy an exorbitant amount, but I bought a substantial amount this time just because I really wanted to have a good idea of how much yarn is. I wanted to have a really good idea yes, how much yarn it was going to take to um how much yarn was going to take to finish that. This came down from the store we're in, the Helping Hand store. So it was like $1.48, like a clearance one. So I want to know, like, hold it, y'all. I think I gotta see what happened. Hold on a second. There we go. Maybe we can come back. I don't know if this is going to come back. The one may not come back. You got one of me. I may have to go back in and see if I can go back in and add it. All right. So again. Let's see if we can get me back on. It may work, it may not. Hold on a second, we're trying. I think we got me back. Yes, we got me back. All right, here's where my dilemma is. My dilemma is this. I like this. And to some degree, I don't. I left it there, but I'm not kind of. I've got 53 done, and I've got 10, 12 that I can pull from another batch. So I've got 65, and I'd like to get to 100. Hey, you, who just got a bath today. Yes, you did. You got a bath. So I like. I like this, and I'm glad that we did the different leaves, that they weren't the same leaf the whole way through, because I think the leaves wouldn't have been so pop. It wouldn't have popped out the way it is. My problem is this, the cross. That's where my problem lies. I am almost thought. See, I like this. This is something I did like. Okay. I did like this, right? Against this. It looks like wood, and using this on the cross. I don't necessarily like this and this together. I also thought about doing I don't know if this would look how good this would look. About changing this yellow. Hi Snoop. Hi Amy. Welcome on in. Um changing this yellow, right, to this color. But I don't know if I necessarily like that and that together. But I think I like that and that together better than I like those two. I also thought about putting this in the background and not the cross. Hi, lady. Welcome on in. I don't know. I'm really stumped. Another thing I thought about doing was because I'll have to have my sparkle, is putting this for the sun because it would be the gold. I don't know if I would use this then necessarily for the cross. Suggest going with the wood fabric to pull out the yellow. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's because I don't like yellow. I don't like yellow, y'all. And then the problem is I don't know what to do. I thought about maybe taking this, having the wood fabric for here, and then putting this around it for around the cross, outlining it, and then I would have my bling. I did look at this, but I don't know if I necessarily like this. I thought maybe about putting that around it, but I'm not sure if I like that at all. But then I'd have the bling too. I'm stumped. I really am stumped. I guess the first thing is to think, should we keep the yellow here? That's the first thing. I like the I like the wood fabric. Fabric, if you could use somewhere in there. Yes, I like the wood fabric too. I mean, I thought about maybe taking this and putting that around, the outside of the cross. What do y'all think of that? And having this be the wood that goes in the middle of it. See, that was the part that I was like, I just don't know. Oh, I like the wood fabric. Take out the yellow. So would it be better maybe to use the wood fabric in the middle or where the yellow is? Hi, Kyle. Welcome on in. Hopefully, I said that right, guys. My brain is going in times a minute right now, trying to figure out how to do this. Where is that one that I'm looking at? Oh, I thought I had dumped over that thing. I was like, no. Where is that one piece? Of course, I shoot all my fabric away, so I'm not sure where everything is again. Okay, good. Here's something to throw out the whole thing, but I think that's too much. It's too dark. I did kind of think of this, but someone said that this was. I was going to originally use this one, but somebody said that we needed something darker. And I admit that if we're going to be using this as the wood. I'm just stumped. I can tell you that I'm stumped. Not totally stumped, but I'm somewhat stumped. I'm going to find it. I just don't quite know what it is yet. I almost kind of threw this at it, and I don't know if that's it either. Where is it? Where is it? I like the plaid. I think it's cute. For those that don't know what we're doing, crazy looking lady looking for fabric. It is called King of Saga, and it's the art of tucking fabric into foam board. And I think the most challenging part of it is absolutely finding or choosing the fabric. Because I did think of throwing this at it, but I don't know if this was going to be the right take on it. You know what? That may actually work. Well, no. Thought about doing that, but I don't know if I like that totally. There's also this as an option. I don't know. I don't think I like that either. I don't know. I'm kind of. This may not be bad because it's got the green to it. Thought about that piece earlier. There's one of those stumpy ones. Kind of don't know how to go forward with it. I don't know. I'm kind of maybe thinking well, and then we have to think if we're going to use this as the cross. I don't know if I totally like that. Well, we're 750 watch hours away from getting back to monetization. We did get partial monetization, which means we have memberships and super chats and all that back on the channel. Yay. So it was a really wonderful thing. So you all can hook up to be members again. So we've done that. See, I think where my thing is if we're going to use this one for the cross, we have to find something that's going to complement. To me, I don't know. There's just something about the yellow with the brown that just. Yep. We're 750 watch hours away. So any help with that is a tremendous blessing. Believe me. Very big blessing. And we're very grateful for our community. I guess that's what's throwing me a little bit. Hi, Fire. The first gold one. I think that's where I'm going. I think that's where I'm at. I think that's why. I think where I'm at. This is where I'm processing this, y'all. I think my problem is that if you put like something like this next to the cross, okay, and this is really pretty with that. What happens is that something like this is just gonna fade in. You know, it's almost gonna it's somewhat gonna cancel it out if that makes any sense. But I think I like these two together better, right? Then I think I like this color together better. You know what I mean? I think this goes better with this. So I think if we're going to do it, we would replace that. Then I wouldn't use the white because that would just be too much. So then we'd have to figure out something for the outside. One thing that I thought of, I just don't think I've got enough of it, was to kind of pull in some kind of blue, which if we use this, remove the yellow. If we use this and this I think goes better with this than that. It just didn't sit right. It's pretty, but it just didn't go. And then I don't know if I have enough to go all around the cross, even though I think that this would look very pretty next to that. Or one thing we could do too, I know I don't have enough of that one, is I think that it's possible to kind of do what we did with this, where we kind of alternate the colors and we do dark light all the way around. I don't know if it would work, but oh, thank you, Riches, for doing that. Wolf, Alice, Chandra, Daffins, Ellis, you have to try first. Gaston, Child, Manuel, and LJ. Welcome to the membership. Thank you so much for that, my friend. I know that they will appreciate the memberships tremendously. Thank you, thank you, thank you very, very, very much. So then the other thing we have to do is do this. I don't have to do like if we did light blue, blue, use a marker, y'all, little rubby dubby, if you're trying to make sure, because if I did that, I would need to see. Okay, that would wind up light blue up there, blue, light blue, blue, light blue. So by doing this, I can make sure that these corners are going to have the same light blue, that the top is going to have light blue, that, all the, like, that this is going to have light blue or blue, light blue, that all the coordinating things together, coming together, are going to have that. And then blue, light blue, blue. Okay, that would work. So I think it would work to put these two kind of they go together, I would think. Y'all, don't you think these two go together? And then do that around like we did with the sun. What do y'all think? And then I think I would have enough. I think it would work. So let's take out that yellow. Not that I don't like it, but I just don't. I like it, but I kept thinking I don't know if that would work, but we're gonna go for it. Like I said, there's a lady that I watch, and her name is, let me get it for you on Facebook. Her name is Angie Allen's World. And I really like her. I know not everybody has Facebook or the book face. And she's a lady over in Indiana, and she's a friend, and I hope one day to be able to meet her. And she does giveaways and everything. She's a real nice lady. And she calls her people love bugs. And so if I can pull it up. So let's go back to this one. That's why I can't get it. And that's why I'm doing this one for her. When I see her, I want to give it to her. She calls all her people. She calls all of her people ladybugs. So that's who we're doing this for. Oh. All right, let's remove this. Yeah, I like it, but it's just and even though I'm going to say I if you can avoid removing fabric, do it, because it's not easy. It's not impossible, but you got to do it very carefully, because you can start a chain effect. It's like you can do it, but you kind of have to do it a little carefully. And then normally, sometimes, not all the time, tend to, when you do this, depending on how long it's sat, okay, there's no more ticky tack on any of that. So to go ahead and take care of that, that's why I keep extra little ticky tack stuff on hand. That way. All right, I keep junky scissors for this because it's gonna ruin your scissors, just so you know. It's gonna ruin your scissors. And then I keep extra paper. And then that way I could just put a little piece down, and then that way it fixes the problem. And then I can have a little bit of sticky stuff. So that's why I keep extra around in case I make a mistake. Sometimes when you do that, just be prepared that you may bring up one piece and you may start a chain effect down the other. But this time I didn't do it, so I must have done something right. I must have done something right. Where are you? Where is it? Should get used to this game, right? Peekaboo. Better get used to doing that one. Oh boy. Apparently somebody's starting to have a personality. So tomorrow we don't have to go up, but Christina's going to come here. So we'll see what I am like when she leaves. Another thing too is my appointment for the dentist is the 16th of September, but my mouth's been a little bit sore lately, so I'm not looking forward to, but oh well, I gotta just do it. As long as they let Josh back there, I'll be okay, but I'm gonna be a nervous wreck. On the 15th, if you see me come on live and stay awake, it's because I'm gonna be a nervous wreck all night. I don't like the dentist, y'all. Do not, do not, do not. But I'm not gonna cancel the appointment. But my mouth's just been a little sore. I know I have a cavity that needs to be filled over here, and amongst other things, there's a most likely there's a crown, or not a crown, but yeah, crown that has to kind of go there or some kind that the doctor wouldn't fix because I didn't have my back wisdom teeth out yet. Well, she had just fixed it back then, but he didn't want to fix it. So we'll see. I'm not going to get my wisdom. I need to get my back wisdom teeth out, but it's not happening right now. So hopefully you can do something to deal with that. So then I'll deal with taking my back wisdom teeth out next year. I'm not dealing with that right now. But I'll be a good girl. I won't cancel every part of me wants to cancel it because I hate the dentist. I would be the candidate that would say, take me in someplace, take all of them out, put implants in, and be done. And then I don't have to ever think about doing anything. That would be me because I just don't deal with it well at all. Just don't handle it. It's just gotten worse. My fibromyalgia makes it a lot worse. Unfortunately. But it's just what we have to do, right? I don't have to like it. Hopefully, if Josh, I'm hoping he can, I hope they'll let him back there because otherwise you're going to see me running out the door. See, the problem is for me is I have figured out when I start. One very helpful tip, I learned it from Dr. Phil. Not that I'm saying he's a guru of everything, but I did learn this from him. And it does help. When you are starting a panic attack, start paying attention to the symptom and sign you do before you're having it. Okay. Pay attention to what you were doing prior to it starting up. So when I'm going to start having a panic attack, I feel like I can't swallow. That's my sign. That's my sign that I feel as if I'm going to go into one. And so what happens, right, when they take you to the dentist, they lean you back in your chair. Sometimes you get that. So I start panicking when I feel like I can't swallow. And it's just the thing, it's just the reaction I start doing. The minute I am going to have a panic attack, that happens. It's like I just kind of take a moment. And they say pay attention to the sign or the symptom that you get before you start going into one. And that's my one every time. And it was a really good suggestion because I can tell when I start having that symptom, I'm literally, okay, wait a minute. I stop everything I'm doing and I try to get my body under control before I go down a path that's not fun. So it really helps to really pay attention if you deal with panic attacks. Listen to your body, and your body is going to tell you the one thing that you do consistently when you're going to go into a panic attack. For instance, I went into the MRI. It was an open MRI, but it was for my neck. The problem is that they lay you flat back on your neck, flat back. And within a minute, I just said, "You all got to get me out of here. I can't tolerate it," because I was totally laid back flat. And then I felt like I was having that issue where felt like I couldn't swallow. I could swallow, but I couldn't. It's kind of that. And then the whole panic attack started. And I said, "You're all going to get me out of here. I can't lay flat back. I just can't do it." So they were able to do my back because they were able to raise my head. So I don't handle that well for whatever reason. I have a terrible gag reflex. And the doctor that I went to, the last dentist I went to, he's like, yeah. And he wanted to do all this stuff with my gums and all this kind of stuff. And then I will give him credit. He did take out my top wisdom teeth when I was having problems with them. He did that as an emergency thing, but he wouldn't touch my back ones. And he just wanted to focus on my gums. That's all he wanted to do was focus on my gums. Nothing else. I was like, well, he's like, I won't fix this tooth over here. It was having issues because we got to do your gum. You got to pull your wisdom teeth, and then I'll take care of it. And then we got to do all this stuff with your gums. And we were trying to move, and I should have. There wasn't really many options for dentist, and he went. He took Christina too, and it was all about the gum work. The dentist she went to recently has gone to and really likes has not mentioned one thing about um, about gum work. So to fix the cavities and everything. They said to me, "Oh well, we can't fix that tooth because the insurance will only cover it for 5 years, and they'll only guarantee it for 5 years. And if anything happens to it, well, it's been 5 years. If he had fixed the tooth, it would have been fine." And he kept saying to me, "Well, your wisdom teeth on the back have to come out, but they're not urgent for them to come out." I wish you'd have just taken the dang on thing, or not taken it, but fixed it. But he wouldn't do it. He wanted to focus on my gums, and that wasn't the problem at the time. So, well, if we put a crown in there and then something happens, they won't cover it because get your wisdom teeth out, then they're going to shift. And I was like, man, I was not happy with him. So, we moved up here, and it was like there wasn't a lot of dentists to go to. And there's been a lot of stuff going on, and I've just ignored it. And it's time that I take care of it. Can't promise I'm going to like it. Actually, I can guarantee you I'm not going to like it, but it'll just have to happen. I can guarantee you I'm going to be sore, but And he wouldn't. The crazy thing about it was he wouldn't even clean my teeth. I went in there to get a cleaning, and he wouldn't even clean the teeth. It's like, jeez, it was ridiculous. But there wasn't a ton of people that took the insurance that we were on, so we'll see what happens. I can guarantee you I won't be sore, but we're gonna make it. We're gonna do it. I'll be fine as long as I get somebody that's patient. If I get somebody that's not, I'm not gonna be happy. I wish I could go to the one Christina goes to, because she's really patient. She's a sweetheart, but they don't take our insurance. And they'll just have to. I think we have like a $2,000 amount, so they'll just be able to do like $2,000 worth of work this year. But then I figure if I started this year, then I would have $2,000 started for next year, and we can just start working on it. Yep. Oh, yep. Exactly. Absolutely. Guarantee you it was. It had nothing to do with what I needed. I mean, I was grateful to him because he pulled the wisdom teeth out, the top one, because it was like falling apart in my mouth. So I was really glad he took care of that. He wouldn't take care of the back one because he said for that one, you really need to be, you need to be put, uh, put asleep for that one because it's a lot tougher. But he would not fix this tooth over here because it was all about, it was like, well, if we fix that tooth and then you have your wisdom teeth out, then they won't cover it, the crown, and they won't guarantee it. And so he wanted to just focus on gums. It was like, meanwhile, this tooth has got, I think it has a hole in it, this one. And then on the side, I looked at it last night, it's got some stuff that they're going to have to take care of. So because he didn't do his job and we were moving and I couldn't deal with anything, I told him straight out, I said, I doubt I'm going to get I doubt I'm going to get the wisdom tooth out right now. So can you just no, I can't do it. I was like, man, it's been 5 years. We changed insurances, so it really wouldn't have mattered. And he told me, he said, your back wisdom teeth aren't, I mean, they've got to come out, but they're not terrible. So I really wish it was just all about the gums and we got to take care of the gums. And I'm like, honestly, I'm telling you on it, I don't say this lightly. If I could go someplace and have them just rip out all my natural teeth and just put in implants, I probably would. I'd say just do it. Then I wouldn't have to worry about it. I mean, I'd still have to go have them checked and everything. I'm not saying it would be perfect or that it would be painless, but I also know that I deal with such anxiety. It would be a thing that would be worth, and it may happen down the road, but hi Paula, welcome on in. I promise you all, I will not cancel the appointment, even though I want to. I will not cancel it. I will be a good girl. I will let you know how I'm doing. We'll get it done. So. And I don't know anybody that truly loves to go to the dentist. There's some people more than others. Unfortunately, I was a little traumatized at the dentist. And Christina, we could barely get her to the dentist. And there was no dentist. You would think South Florida would have been, yes, one of those places that had a lot of people, but there was not a lot of people that were dealing with special needs autistic children, which have a whole slew of sensitivity stuff. And so that made it very hard to get her to the dentist. And she's had to go to the dentist a couple times, and she's had to have me come along with. Oh, so unfortunately, I had, and I'll never forget it. And I was 5 years old, and I had this dentist, and I was having an issue for something. I cannot remember what it was. And it was fun. They had games at the dentist, and I mean, thankfully, I kind of have my dad's teeth and my mom's gums. I have really good teeth. Um, but I had this problem at the thing, and I wanted my mom, and they just would not go out in the waiting room and go get her for a minute. And I was just in tears, and that they just would not do it. I don't know what it was. I don't know why. My mother was not happy. She was not. She goes, she just fussed at that doctor. She goes, next time my daughter needs me, you're to come get me. And I wanted my mom for some reason. I cannot remember what. And I personally think, honestly, I think that when you go to the dentist, um, I think your mom should just automatically come back. I just think that, you know, I personally think that that's what should happen. Because I think they should have a seat and the mom comes back. Because you're going back there with tools and all these things that you don't know what they are, and people, and they're doing stuff and they're making sounds and noises, and there's a room with, of course, chairs, and the dentist office had, like, they didn't have like rooms, right? They had just a bunch of, like, 4 or 5 chairs lined up with all things, and you're hearing all these noises, and people, and I just think they should just, at least down the one that I went to. Not that he wasn't good, but I'd have been better to have that be that way. And then when Christina had Jordan, that was a whole nother animal, because trying to find an office that would take Jordan, which was her service animal, to come in there with her, that was a whole nother ball of wax. It was impossible. I mean, I've seen them take autistic children at the dentist, and they put the service dog right in the middle, down the middle leg of the child. But just trying to find a dentist that was gonna allow a service animal back there. It was a lot harder than it seemed. I don't know if I want to be able to drink this, because the kale got. Yeah, I'm not gonna drink it. The kale doesn't smell right on this one. I think, no, it should be still good, but it just doesn't smell right. So I'm gonna throw away that little bit that I put together today, because it just doesn't. doesn't have the smell. Does not smell right. I'm not going to drink it. I don't know if it went bad in the refrigerator, but it's fine because I drank it on Saturday or something. But it just doesn't. It's not smelling right to my nose, so I'm probably going to get rid of a little bit that I have. I ran out of ice cubes, so I didn't freeze that section. But it's just. I should have just not even. I should have just poured it out, done something, and I didn't do it. But I can't get my nose past it, which is weird. Because I like the kale, but for some reason that's just not. It's not smelling like it should. So we're just not gonna. I'm not gonna drink it, and then wind up not feeling well after I drink it because it's gone bad. You know, it shouldn't have gone bad, but it's just not smelling like it should. So I'd rather think I'm going to be safe than sorry. Like I said, usually it's 3 days in the refrigerator, and I did that whole mixture on Saturday, but it's just. It's not working. Yep. It's just it has a smell that I've never. It just doesn't have the right smell. I'm not gonna. I tried putting honey in it, and I'm smelling it before I just drank it. I'm like, no, it's just not. It doesn't have the right. I don't know if it turned in the refrigerator, but I'm just not. We're not gonna do it. No, it shouldn't have turned, but it just. It's not. It's not worth it. Crazy. And I should have done that before. I almost said, no, I'll drink it. And I thought about doing that earlier and I thought, no. And I froze some of it, but I'm not going to keep it. I'm not going to keep that last little batch part of it. Now, one thing I've said to God every once in a while is, God, there's parts of our body, like our hair and everything, that just, they just keep growing. They regrow. Can't you have made that for the teeth? It'd have been a nice feature. You know, just, just kind of, just have her teeth naturally repair themselves. Would have been awfully nice. It's one thing we don't have to worry about in heaven, right? No dentist. I'm just be praying. I don't know who the dentist is, and just be praying I have a patient dentist. Because that's all I ask is that I've got a patient dentist. Because, that's all I want is somebody that's going to be patient and understanding. And, that's all I'm hoping for is that I just have a patient person, or not somebody that wants to rush and just kind of tell me to get over it. Because it's really easy for people to tell you to do something when they're not stuck in your body. And they want to tell you to just deal with it. It's like, are you in my body? No, you're not. So don't tell me how to be. I'm liking the gold. It was a great idea, but I just didn't like it, especially with the wood, which I really wanted to use for the cross, but I didn't like. That way you can kind of make sure that that's kind of bumping out of the flower so you don't lose the leaves. When in doubt, just glue. Glue fixes everything, don't it? And duct tape, absolutely. At least I got my tea in me. So then this is, I have to find it. So this is here. Like in the direction of where this is going now. I just kept thinking of that. I mean, I like the idea of doing the plaid with the plaid, but I just didn't like, I don't know what it was. Just like, just didn't like the, I don't know, I just, it, it was the cross material we were using. Easy for me to say. That's what it was. We were using a different kind in the middle that would be fine, but it was just, and you know me, gotta have my bling. Got to have my bling. At least on some part of every pattern I do now. It's like, that's the thing. Gotta have the bling. So, right. So when you're doing something, let me just show everybody real quick for those people that are coming on in. When you're doing something like this, where we've got a piece here and then we kind of have this arch, you want to kind of cut away what you don't need. And then again, use your scissors to go where that arch is, make little slits, because that will take care of being able to curve that in the way that it needs to. So you can just, and if you pull towards the corner, you're going to get that to go right in there with no problem. You're making that little slit. And then I would absolutely glue that edge because you're going to have some frays because of what you had to do to cut it in. But it's not impossible. And if you feel like you need to, again, if you're doing this for your own private use and you feel like you need to make an extra cut in order to make it seamless, then go ahead and put the cut in. Add it in. Because you're going to get, if you don't take care of this, you're going to have lots of little frays there that you don't want. So definitely use your glue. Good. I need to go have Josh take me to the Y and go sit in the jacuzzi for a little bit. I was just call and make sure that the jacuzzi's open, that there isn't a problem. And you gotta have to go in here with your seam ripper and kind of do your facelift trick, because you gotta pull this from kind of underneath this part. Because you kind of gotta fix this. And that'll tuck this in real good when you kind of lift it up and you use your glue. You're gonna make it all come together. And then you kind of you give it a little push. And now we've got it all right. So did everybody have rain where they were today? We had rain. It was a nice rain. It was one of those days you sit in and you just work on King of Saga or you work on crochet. There wasn't any rain that was kind of like, you got to be aware of sirens going off. Yes. I'm loving the gold color too. Where was I? I just got to get this to stay because I've got to check because find out when Gail Southern Living is doing the stuff for Fall Fest. Got to see when she's doing it. It's such a fun time every year. Feel like it's not fall without Gail Southern Living's Fall Fest. I keep forgetting I gotta check. So I make sure that I'm gonna be in it. And anybody can join as far as anybody can enter. It's a great time. And the grand prize winner is make sure somebody brings stroller tomorrow. Just we have to go up by the office because they want to see somebody. She wants to go over to that part down the road. Come on, Boca. Try and make this come together because it's got a little fray happening. Just want to make sure that it doesn't fray. I don't think it's going to because I got enough glue on it. It's just I cut it too shy. Can we kind of oops? There, I think I finally got it. Oh, she being slowpoke. Another tricky one over here. And for those that don't know, we did become an affiliate with Amish Country Soap Company. So if you're looking for purchasing really nice lotions and soaps and stuff, especially as the holiday season is approaching, they have great products, y'all. Cut that a little bit too big, but we can use it over here. I realized that once I cut it. I'm gonna stick this one over here because I just cut it too big. And then we'll do a little bit of the brown. So what is everybody looking forward to? I know I'm looking forward to the cooler weather when it comes to fall. That's what I cannot wait for the cooler weather. It's too hot. And I also cannot wait to see the fall leaves start falling. Changing. That's my favorite thing. I just like kid in the candy store when that happens. Like I just get all nice and happy when I see the fall leaves changing. My favorite time of the year. And once we do this one, we're going to do the pumpkin next because I like to try to take it down to that store down in Amish, especially if we have to do our soap carries again down there. It will not be far. Josh is getting his new tool so he can work on making better frames. But your easiest frames for you all to make, honestly, is just get 1-inch ribbon. It makes just a fine frame. Use the material if you really want it to look nice in the background. Use the velvet we're using that we found that was good for making the jewelry boxes. They use in the jewelry boxes. Use that. That would be absolutely, I'd say, the easiest thing is just get 1-inch ribbon and just put it around the frame or around the project. It's the easiest. It's the easiest out of all the frames we've worked with. Not that the what is it? The cardstock is not also another great option, but if you just want an easy frame to do, that it's a nice way to finish your projects. The paint sticks are great, but I have found that when I do the paint sticks, I still have to coat it with ribbon somehow or string or something because it's not going on there without that. I've not been able to put one paint stick without having to hold it with something, which still isn't a bad idea. Still works, but they're just not. I mean, I love the way the flag came out. That was with paint sticks, but it just doesn't have enough wood to keep it to work. It's a great idea. And it's if you're fine with putting them on there and then just making sure you've got something like, ribbon or jute or something, you're fine. But I have not been able to get one paint stick on there without having some kind of ribbon or something to hold it together. And guys, these also make really great gifts for the to do for Christmas. So if you're on a little bit of a budget and you're trying to do some things, just pick some really simple picture patterns and think about Christmas presents. We are going to get the ornaments and so forth and the pumpkin. I got to order those off of Amazon because we're going to do those, the 3D pumpkins and the ornaments and stuff. But these make really nice gifts. And for the holidays. And then your hands have touched them. They're become homemade. And the people are going to treasure them because you did the work. And Mickey's Adventures, welcome on in. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Still can't believe it's like the 18th? I've lost days, y'all. I have lost days. We'll finish this part, but I'm liking the gold. This looks really good. And I think it's going to go better with the wood. That was my issue. It was like, I like the other, but I didn't like it against the wood for the cross. And for those that don't know it, I can multitask very well. So chit, chat in the chat. I've been able to watch television, crochet, be in chats on YouTube, and still keep it all together. So I can multitask very, very well. I'm very good at it. It's probably why I could do very well at being what they used to call a PBS operator in the hotels because a lot of different things happening at once, and I could keep it going. This, and this, and this, and that. And just had a really good ability to kind of keep everything going at once. I've got that song I did on my flute stuck in my head. It's a good song, but it's in there. All right, that looks a lot better. I'm happier with that. Just was not happy. I wasn't. Let's just actually we'll do here. The first piece here. Let's see. Your strong suit. Yeah, I've been able to do it my entire life. I've been able to multitask very, very well. Like I said, I can be crocheting. I can be having something on the TV. I can have something on my phone and be in a chat and keep it all together. I don't know how. It's just I'm able to do multi things at once. It's probably what makes me good for doing this, and what kind of makes me good when I was a cashier. And when I answered the phones at hotels, there would be, you know, several things happening at once, and yet I could multitask it all. And because when you're working in a hotel, you could have the phone ring and sit there and say, okay, can you please give me a wake up call for 6 o'clock in the morning in room 432, let's just say, right? You're writing that down. At the same time, you're writing that down. The person's telling you that you got to do a 6 a.m. wake up call, right? You're hanging up with them and the phone rings and you've got to answer that phone call while you're still trying to plug in the wake up call for the guest, you know, at whatever it was. And you have to keep on your toes. Believe me, it's not easy. And Marriott, and I'm not going to say in their stupidity because I work for Marriott, but in somewhat in their stupidity, I will tell you this. They decided they wanted to have something called at your service, right? So they wanted something to be at your service so that when the guest called you at at the operator, it didn't last very long. I can tell you that right now. When they called you, they wanted it so that when they answered the phone, room service did, right? Or they called you on the phone. You didn't have to transfer them over to room service. They could just go ahead and place an order with you, right? And then they would go back to the back thing instead of somebody from room service answering the phone. And what happened very quickly is you were trying to do that and answer the room service phone calls and answer the outgoing the people calling up for wake up calls, especially if you were on the night shift, and you were trying to input orders onto the thing for the room service. It was like, wait a minute, this isn't working very well because you couldn't do it all. Those calls needed to go back to room service so that the people in room service could answer the phone calls so that they could be treated properly without being overwhelmed. And it didn't last very long where we were answering them because they found out it didn't work. And I got out before they got rid of it, but the car dealership where I worked at, they decided they were going to have the people who worked on the cars, not the people that worked on the cars, the people that wrote your ticket up, right? The service people. Not only write your ticket, also answer phone calls, call their customers back, go back and forth to find out the status of everybody's car and figure out what needed to be done. But then check them out and all that kind of stuff. It was I don't know. I'm sure it works, but man, instead of sending them to the cashiers, they got rid of the cashiers eventually, so that the service guys that got your car and put everything in the system, right? And also you had to go to them and they had to check you out and they had to deal with all that and it was just too much. Hi, Kenneth. Absolutely. It was just, they let all the cashiers go from the place. And at that point, I had already left. So it wasn't a problem for me. But it was like they were asking the service guys. And that was the thing. The cashier still had to come back at the end and get everybody's things and then put them into the system. What they did not realize, of course, the head people up there didn't realize anything, the people that own the place. They didn't realize that us cashiers had built relationships with these people that came in and got their car serviced. We had a relationship with them. There was this one lady, I called her my woo woo lady. She was so much fun. Could come in, she goes, woo woo, woo woo. She was so much fun. But I had built a relationship. We had all built relationships with these customers. And so it was like, I don't know, it was just all too much. And they didn't understand it. They didn't get it. They didn't understand it. I remember the guy who owned the place, and I'm not going to give out the name of the place, right? He came around one day, and there was this lady that would come around, with flowers. And so, guess what happened? He bought flowers from her and gave it to all the cashiers. And I'm thinking, you just spent X amount of dollars to give your cashiers flowers when you could have handed us an extra $10 bill and said, here, go do something nice for yourself. Yeah. Oh, believe me, I have stories. There was this one guy. There was a dealership owned by brothers, okay? So the one brother was the suit kind of guy, okay? He was the suit. He was just all in a suit and everything. And there was this one guy that was he come in shorts. He was just kind of like a beachy kind of guy. And he came in. Now, he had, and understand when you own a dealership, you really don't ever have to have a car payment again in your life. Okay? People don't know this. People that own dealerships, they take cars for about 3 months and they use those cars and then they put them up for sale. Okay? So I want you to understand that part of it. The one guy came in to pick up his car. Of course, he was one of the owners, and he had the car that he was doing, okay, and so forth, was a GTR. Okay. Understand that a Nissan GTR costs about $80,000 to $100,000. So he got the work done on the vehicle. He came in to pick up said vehicle. And when I, of course, he had the bill with the said vehicle, he just looked at me and said, send the bill upstairs. Because the upstairs was going to pay the bill. I forgot how much the bill was. All I can tell you was a set of brakes on the GTR cost you about $10,000. And I'm not misquoting at all. There was a guy that owned a pizza place. And listen, if you've worked your tail end off and you've been successful, I'm not good going. I'm not at all about that. You've worked hard. observation. I'm not criticizing anybody. If you've worked hard, go. I'm glad you deserve it, right? You 100% deserve everything if you worked hard for it. And he owns like 3 pizza places in the area down in Florida. Instead of spending $10,000 to get new brakes on a GTR, you just got a brand new GTR. You just financed a new GTR. So there was no sense to get it. He said, I just decided to put $10,000 down on a car, I'll put $10,000 on a new GTR down instead of buying the brakes for the GTR. And when you had a GTR, there was only the master mechanic had to work on it. And if you took that GTR and you went racing with that GTR, they knew it. And it discontinued the warranty on the car. I will tell you one story one time, and I was just, I'm telling you, tell you about how much heart, right? I was not happy. So they had allowed for a brief period of time for the people that were employees, right, to have repairs done on their vehicle and at the place. And of course, I think they gave a little bit of employees discount. I can't remember. But anyway, they allowed it to be taken out of their paycheck. All of a sudden, hey, Red Bull, all of a sudden, without notice, right? They decided that they weren't going to allow it to do that anymore. So now, if you're somebody that, you know, had maybe, I think, like a $200 bill or something like that left, all of a sudden, they made the change. They were no longer going to allow you to have like $20 taken out of your paycheck every 2 weeks, right? Well, the problem is that I was the only one working. My husband was disabled. I was trying to raise autistic daughter, so I had a special needs child, and we were on a very, very tight income, and I didn't have a lot of resources. So somebody that had been there for probably about this time 4 years, and I went literally to the owner of the place. And I said to him, is there any way, please, that they'll allow this to just go through? I won't ever, I'll know in the future, please. There was nothing. Nope. He wouldn't bend at all. I said to him very nicely, I said, if you do this, I'm going to literally be homeless. I don't have the funds. I don't know what I did or how I made it work. I was able to get it working. I mean, I think I went to a friend who loaned me the funds so that it could be taken care of and not taken out of my paycheck or something. And then I paid him back over time. But I don't know how we did it. I don't know what happened. But I thought, you've got an employee coming to you asking you to please, this is a situation. Could you please? And he just wouldn't budge. And I thought, you know, you got an employee that's been with you for this long and nothing. Was not happy. Yep. Taken out of a paycheck. And I had a friend of mine that worked there, a gentleman who has since passed away, and I think he helped me or something. I don't remember how it happened that we were able to get it taken care of so that I didn't have it coming out of the paycheck. But it was just, I thought, you have all this funds. You've got, not looking for anything. I just said to him, please, is there any way that you could please allow it? And he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't budge. And I thought, You know, as soon you know you've gotten too big for your britches. But I'll never forget because my parents went through my friend at work. He ended up to be like an uncle to me at one point. He was friends with my husband. He was a good guy. And but he could get away with a lot of stuff. And when my parents went to get a car and lease a car there, and they went to they drove, I think, what was it? I can't remember. It was like I can't remember the year. I can't remember it. Anyway, it was the year before. And we drove that one. It was a year thing. And then he pulled something. He got the same car, but the newer year. And so by the time they had written the deal, done everything, figured stuff out, he already had that one down. He said, "This is Mary's parents. We're going to treat them right." And nobody argued with him because he had come from New York and he just had old street, you know, kind of street, kind of knowledge. He was a neat guy. Italian, but he just was just this um he just it's a pretty neat guy. Of course, Josh would go over and help him. He always, he helped my aunt with some of the cars that he helped put together, and he's just a no nonsense kind of guy. But he was really cool. I miss him. But I met some doozies, believe me. There's some good people in the auto industry, and there's some people that are just doozies, and I met them. You know, it was one time. I've told the story before, but for the people that are new, this lady came into the dealership onto the thing. It was probably about 6 o'clock at night. Now, I understand this is Florida, which is hot all the time, but it was the middle of summer. She was saying something was stuck in her grill of her car. Well, it ended up being a seagull that I don't know how it flew in that grill of the car. It was an SUV, but it got stuck in there, and it had been in the thing all day. And my husband, who worked there, I can't remember whether he was working or coming to pick me up. I can't remember what it was, but him and another guy that he had worked with at another dealership and were friends. He worked in the back. And between that guy, who has since passed, sad how that happened, and my husband, they got that darn bird out of the thing. The lady never asked how the bird was. She was just glad the bird was out of the car. And yep, it got stuck in the grill of the car. And stuck in the grill of the thing. And we ended up having to take that thing home and put it in a box we called some kind of wildlife thing or something or other. And they came by about 8 o'clock in the morning and picked up the bird and brought it back to their little place and rehabilitated it. Nobody else would take it home. We were the people that had to take it home. We put it outside. And they came by in the morning and picked it up and took it back to their little facility and I think they rehabilitated it. I think it had a broken wing and was dehydrated, of course, because it had been in her darn grill of her car all day. That was something. I didn't know what we were going to do with this thing. I mean, had no idea. We brought it home, and I don't know where my husband found the place down in Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, it was a poor bird. But the darn thing got stuck. She didn't care one hell of beans about the darn bird. We named that bird something, but I have forgotten over the years what we named it. But I know we kept track of it for a little bit. And I think they were able to eventually release it. But I don't know how the bird got up there in that tight quarter. I don't know how it did. But my husband and this friend got it out of the car and we took it home. That was a crazy time. I'm liking that. It looks really cool. I'm so glad we changed this because I don't think it would have looked as nice if we hadn't. So we're going to finish these two little things I wanted to see. Hi, Sandy. Welcome in. Hope you're having a wonderful time, my friend. You deserve it. Guys, could put hashtag blessed in the chat if you want people to connect with your channel. Trying to kind of keep the grain going in the same direction. I think I'm doing a pretty good job. And that fabric was bought at the that little outlet down in the Amish country. And I think the gold fabric looks really good up there. I liked the other one, but it just wasn't sitting right. And then we could put one piece of blue, the regular blue there, once I get done with this little section here. Oh boy. I'm looking that hopefully be nice by the end of next month to be back to monetization. We're like 750 watch hours away. We'll get there one little bit at a time, y'all. We're going to get there. And if anybody has written emails to us, I will get back to them tomorrow between church and just dealing with some stuff. I'm just trying to focus on soap caddies and everything. I just a little distracted. But I will get back to them. If anybody sent us any emails, they will be responded to in the next couple days here. Christina's coming tomorrow, so she only had to. Next week we'll probably be heading up there though on Tuesday. One step at a time. I don't care. But I get to see somebody tomorrow. And yes, I officially became a grandma. I'm grandma brain now. I think that's part of what's happening with me. I'm in grandma brain. And yes, grandma brain is a true, real thing. I'm going to tell you all. It really is. Didn't think it was, but it is. Or yaya brain, if you want to be Pacific. It is very true. I can still multitask, but I got the grandma brain. Sina wanted me to do another. She sent me another King of Saga project I've got to work on. What to do for somebody else or somebody that has been really sweet to her. So, guys, think about these for Christmas gifts. They'd be a great, inexpensive way to do for Christmas. I try to think of a couple to do for my nieces and nephews for Christmas to find out what each one of them like. I got to find out from my two nieces what they like, and I'll figure out a pattern around in that one. I know my sister-in-law loves cows, so I'll have to do some kind of cow for her. But I'm just trying to make this so it's not like it's part of the woodwork. I know, don't be perfect. We don't do perfect. We do cute. We don't do perfect. To remind myself of that. It's so easy to sit here hydro focusing on everything to be perfect, and then you have to realize I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Kind of what I said when I did the flute. I said, thank you all for listening to me because I haven't been doing it for a while. And I'm going to do it next month. But I have a song I'd like to do. My only problem is I'm supposed to go to the dentist on the 16th. So I'm hoping I could still kind of gonna have to practice between now and then that way I'll be good. I'll have it down. But then if I have any issues, I can't practice for a couple days. But A Pacific song I would love to do because that'll be around Christina's birthday. That really looks cool. I was thinking it needed to be two-tone, but I don't think so. Not for the cross. I think it looks really cool. I really, really like it. Looks really cool. And then we're going to have this piece. Sorry, I know. Chalk's on a for hands on a chalkboard, right? That's the noise my husband can't take. Doesn't like that sound. So then we're going to take this. I could go back to Country Fabrics if I had to get more of this, but you get me into Country Fabrics and you get me in trouble. I wonder why. I think that's going to look really good against, especially it'll be especially down the side, like this side will be on the whole cross because we're going to use the light blue, but we're not cooperating with us. Yes, I talked to my fabric, but it's not wanting to do what I want it to. Oh, I see what the problem is. I see what I did. That's what I have to do is do that. We're going to get it in the slot. There we go. Just had to maneuver it a minute. Just a little bit of maneuvering. I think that's going to look really nice. I'm liking it now. Not that I didn't like it before, but it was just that yellow was nice, but the problem was that if I was going to use the wood for the cross, which I really like against the green, it just wasn't going to jive. That was where I was going. I'm not liking this color combination, but I'm liking the gold now because it looks nice. I'm liking it now. Oh, I don't know if you heard, Sandy. We became, I don't know if you saw it on the community post. We are officially affiliates, Mom is, with the Amish County Soap Company. And they are the ones that have our soap caddies in their stores. And we're also now affiliates with them. So this is one of the lotions. This is the one. This is our favorite. This oatmeal and honey. Great soap. Or great thing. I want to try the soap and the thing too. So I'm looking for Christmas gifts coming up. It's something to think about. We're gonna probably try to get some things to do for the giveaway with that. And then we're gonna use this, which I think, where is it? Where did you be? Oh, here it is. I don't know if we'll have to put weight behind this. That's with the white, and that's without the white. Where is the white? We do our test, which is this. Come on. Give me. And this is with the white and without the white. I don't think there's much of a difference, really. You put it in between. I mean, there's a little bit. I would probably do it on this one because I think the blue is stronger with the white behind it. Just a little bit. Just enough. Remember, because we're on an edge piece, we have to cut a little bit more. Yeah. And technically, you would probably only have to do the white. You wouldn't have to do it on the whole thing, just the piece that you're going to put in here. If you wanted to save fabric. I didn't think of that before I did it, but oh well. We'll be fine. But you could absolutely do that. Just going to have to be careful. And if you want more of a piece on the bottom, then just cut your cut your thing so that this is, if you want more on the edges than what I have, just cut your pattern when you print this out to be more of to give you to put it more in the middle, to give you more room. If you wanted another inch around the whole thing, just put it in the middle of it and it would give you the inch if you didn't want it to be that close. Because You're going to kind of have to work. And if something happens, just so people know, probably when I do this pattern, I will add like a little bit more around the edges just so you guys have it. But if something happened and this was to break off, it's still a substantial enough piece. I don't think that would happen. But if anything did happen, you just glue it. It would be fine. Just use your glue. But as long as you're careful, you're going to be just fine. I'm literally taking mine because I'm using this tool. Sorry if I'm not showing y'all, because I really need to get in there with this. But again, it will take it right off the thing if you're not careful. And I'm just tucking it to the back of the fabric. It's just easier to do it from this angle. That's why I bring it up to me. Try to make this as flat as possible so it makes framing easy. Another really good tip that I found recently is if by chance you're having to make little notes like we just had to do where we did this, just so that we could see that's bending it just a little bit. So I need to bring this up just a little bit. It depends. That's why the tweezers work. It bent it. Didn't bend it, but it made it too tight. Now it's kind of problem is it's just not. It's there, but it kind of did a pull away. Wasn't expecting. We're gonna fix it in a minute, and so it'll pull away when I get done with it. So I will add a little bit more room. So when you're doing, if you have that problem, hold your piece at the end while you're tucking. And then that way you're not pulling too hard where it's going to pull back on it a little bit. And so I'm going to hold it up like this so that when I'm tucking the fabric in the back and the sides, I'm not pulling it away from the thing. And then to make sure that it's not going to go any place that it shan't or shouldn't, or whatever you want to call it, we're going to take a little bit of magical glue and we're just going to put it down the end. And then literally, we're just going to make sure that we're getting a little bit of glue just as an extra precaution. And then when we put the frame on, you see what's going to happen? That's going to butt right up to it and you're going to be fine. I'm just putting a little glue as kind of like a little bit of a, just a little security deposit, if, a security thing, just to make sure that we're not going to. And I'm going to put a little glue here where the fabric is, just to make sure it's not going to take off on me. And then this place is going to be the blue. But get a little marker. I wouldn't get it too big, but just get a thin Rubby Dubby. I don't know if you all can see. I did light blue, light blue all the way around here. So I made sure that whatever I was doing, that if I was going to be alternating between the light and the dark, that it was going to come out even. So if I needed to make another cut or I needed to make a different change or something, I could do that before I started doing all this. So that's a really good trick. So you can make sure that if you, and I did it here too. I did green, light green, green all the way around. So I made sure that it was going to be even, that I didn't get to this flower at the very end, realize, wait a minute, I'm going to have two greens together. And then I was also able to see it so that I made that kind of mental note when I went around that that's the color that was going to be used for that specific one. So that's a great little trick too. You gotta fix that little bit. Somehow it just needs to be a bit more. Let's see. There we go. Oops. Did I cut that too? Oh, we may have to flip it. Flip it and we will be fine. Because I don't have much fabric of that to waste. So Sandy, are you back from your trip yet, or you're still on your trip? I've been watching you a little bit. So we're gonna do this little piece here, only because it's connected to kind of here, and I want to make sure it kind of where the glue kind of hardens over there. We're gonna want to make sure that gets in there. Hey Mac, welcome on in. We're just working on King of Saga. You all could put hashtag blessed in the chat if you want people to connect with your channel. Or just, guys, just please remember, when we go live, I know I'm sitting here doing this, and I know that what I'm doing is not for everybody. And I get that. But please know that that doesn't mean that you guys can't come in here and chat. The purpose of our lives are and will always be the opportunity for everybody to come in and make those precious connections. That's what we're all about. That's what we will always be all about. I've got to really stretch this because I cut that too short. And that's what we're doing. No matter what we're doing, is the opportunity for you guys to come in and make those connections. That's what we're all about. We're not about the crochet. We're crocheting the connections, and we want you guys to come in and just chat it up. And the more we can get this chat rolling, whenever we come live, the more we will have people coming in and doing, and the chat will be moving. And can I just encourage you that if you come into a chat and are just looking to come on in, drop your link, say hello, and leave, you're not going to build. You're going to build when you come in and say, hey, you know what? Today we went out to eat. This is what happened here. What y'all having for dinner? What's your favorite movie? All those kind of things. When you start asking that, that's where you're going to grow if you're trying to grow a YouTube channel. It's about getting to know the people within the chat. The magic, like Tuber Chat says, really happens in the chat. Doesn't happen with me. I'm not doing anything special. I'm just doing something that I've totally found out that I've enjoyed so that I can facilitate the opportunity for you guys to come in and make those connections. It's like what Tuber Chat says. And if y'all are in touch with Tuber Chat, yeah, y'all need to be. Because Tuber Chat says, we put channels up on the screen and I talk about content creators, but we do it because it's the best thing we found to do for 3 hours so people aren't just staring at a screen for 3 hours. I can talk, we can make those connections. It's why he doesn't have ability to drop links in his chat because people just come in, they go back and forth, they find people, they connect with people. And that's what truly makes that channel work. And I'm not trying to mimic what he's doing. I'm just trying to do our own version of we come live. You guys have the opportunity to connect with each other. The more you share us out, the more we can get this chat rolling so that you guys have ample opportunity for people that want to come in and do exactly that. It's all about the connection. It truly is. And I just think we've gotten away from that. Hi, Peyton. Oh, it's because I started late. I started late. That's why. I didn't start till like 9:30 and I'm about ready to um, end it, but we're just chit chatting and I've been really focusing on soap caddies. I've had to. That's we got our 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 supply dwindled because of somebody that local store that took quite a few of them. And so I've really had to refocus on making sure that stock is built back up again because they said that most likely in the next, little bit, they're going to be calling for more of them. So I need to have it ready so that when they do make the phone call and say, okay, we need more, I've got the stock ready to go. So I've been really, really focusing on that. I've had to. Walking to the woods Saturday, celebrating. Oh my goodness. Oh, awesome. You'll get there one little bit at a time. Christina's like one away, I think, unless it's changed, but she's literally like one away. Let's see where she at. Y'all, she's one away. If you're not connected with my daughter, um, please do. Wrong. Please make sure that you are connected. Hmm. Well, it's good to tell people how many you are away because I'm proud of you. So no worries. You're just fine. It's good to say, listen, I'm that. Listen, I tell people all the time, We are about 700. How many watch hours? 750 watch hours away. Don't be afraid to ask. Like a family relative told my mother one time, never ask, you never know. But we are she's literally like one away from 500. And I have to talk to her tomorrow because she's coming tomorrow. And well, I've got an idea of taking, she does a lot of shorts, which is good, but it's also not going to get her any kind of watch time. And I'm trying to, if I can, get that one monetized before they hit that big, huge mark. Because that's gonna be really hard for anybody to accomplish, I think. I'm trying to pull this because it got a little too short, but we'll fix it. So gotta get. I have an idea of taking all of her shorts and actually putting them in like videos, like taking the character that she's doing and putting it in videos. And then no. Well, I'll never get mad at you. I will never, you know that. If you need some help, maybe it's watch time or whatever, then you tell your community. That and I will say this only because I know and I've been in other things. Like if you go into tuber chat and do that, sometimes they don't like you doing that because they don't like you promoting. You have to first of all, you have to know the host enough. And some hosts don't like it. I don't mind it. If you need to tell people here, this is what I need, and you go ahead and write and tell them because I'll never get mad at you for it. If you need something, you tell your community, and this is one of your communities, and I'm very thankful. And don't worry about it. But you do have to be careful. There's some. It all depends on the host. I won't ever do it. I think that's gonna be okay. At least I hope. I think once it dries, it'll be fine. I think I'm gonna do this with the light blue only because of this side over here and act funny. And then I'm gonna call it quits for tonight. But I'm really liking it. I think it's gonna come out really cool. I think it'll fix the problem. Big pieces of fabric, how to do. Do. And because I don't have too much of this, and I gotta come up with a couple. How many pieces do I need? I need one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need like 5 pieces out of here. I'm gonna just do this little piece. And if I don't have enough, then we're gonna be sunk. So what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna kind of cut it only because of what I need. Okay. So I cut the white because the white's not an issue. And I'm going to literally bring it around here. And I'm going to take it down. And then we're going to kind of cut it. Hope I didn't cut it too. Cut it too small. Hold on a second. We're going to kind of just make sure that, okay, that's good. But I'm kind of getting like I'm gonna do it enough to put it over a little bit, but I'm gonna let the white be more of a carrying fabric for it. If that makes any sense. Good, yours worked, Peyton. Tonight it's cooperating. I did a bigger piece of white than what I really needed, but I've got plenty of white. I'm not worried about the white. And I'm hitting this tonight because I want to make sure that we get it because of this piece here. That's a trick if you're kind of running low on fabric. Just have that little piece. I think we're going to have enough. The biggest piece is going to be here. This is going to be a tiny piece. So is this, and so is this. These are going to be little tiny pieces. So I think we'll be okay. This piece and that piece are going to be the biggest. I'd rather have the white carry it than the other. Oh, this has got to be tilted this way. Sorry if I'm not doing y'all on the camera. I forget sometimes. I just keep going, wait a minute. Y'all got to be able to see what I'm doing. So I'd rather have more white. See, the white's going to bring us down here so that we've got fabric to work with, but we're not wasting too much of the blue because I don't have much of the light blue left. I want to make sure I have enough to carry me through. Yep, that works. No worries. Listen, y'all. I am all about you guys are just any way that we can help you facilitate your journey on YouTube, whatever that is. Maybe it is in building a channel. Maybe it is in just making precious connections. Whatever it is, we are here as a community to help facilitate that. And I know what it's like to be going, in this journey where you're just trying to get those watch hours in and all that kind of stuff. I know what it's like. Here to support. I want to know where your journey is. I want to know where you're sitting. I want to know if you're having a rough day. I want to know if you're struggling someplace. I want to know if you have something that you want to tell us that you're happy that you're able to celebrate. All about what community does. We're here for the struggles and we celebrate the wins and, we go through this thing called life. No, it's not easy, but we get through it together. That's what it's all about. And listen, it takes a lot for me to get upset. I don't have time to get upset. I don't have time nor energy for it, really, quite frankly. I want nothing but peace and happiness and everybody getting along with each other. And I'm dying for it. Like the song says, the drama llama's here. We don't have time for that stuff. Yep, absolutely. That's what we're here for. We're not here for anything else. And that's why I really try to let people realize is, guys, I don't care what I'm doing. Just because I'm doing this does not mean you need to pick up foam board and fabric and start doing it. It's not what we're about. We're just trying to get people to come here and come in the chat and start talking to each other. This is just something that we can do in order to facilitate that. And I think that, too, quite frankly, it's something that you need to also realize on the YouTube streets is if there's a channel that is doing something that maybe you go, well, I don't necessarily think I do, it's fine. But maybe they're a channel like ours that I wish people would just get the concept more. It'll happen. That we're not trying to say having you do this. We're just having you say, hey, I want connection. I want to get to know people. Maybe you are trying to grow a channel, whatever it is. What we're here for. Yep. Yes, it will. They're changing it. I swear. Think to myself, do they realize how many often change this and then change that and get listen. Y'all, if you don't realize that you can't figure out YouTube, because by the time you figure it out, it's gonna change. You're gonna change it up before you can figure it out. It's like just when you think you got it, they're gonna say, no, we don't think so. I should have kept that piece. They're gonna change it up on you, and you're gonna be going under a new, different playbook. It's like, my goodness. I'll get it figured out, and they're gonna change up the rules. Absolutely. Listen, they'll know if you're genuine or not. People can pick it up. Even through this, they can pick it up. They can be able to tell if you're coming across as fake or not. You're genuine, they'll be able to pick it up. If you're not, they're going to be able to pick that up. If you're somebody different, behind the scenes than you are in front of the camera, they're going to be able to find it out. And I hope that I come across exactly who you see here as who I am in real life. Because that's what I'm about. I'm trying to get this to this little part. The reason I did this part was because of this little part that kind of I cut that too shy. I know, not perfect, but I'm trying to get it to stick. That's awesome. Let's see, is Christina that one person? I know it doesn't matter, but it does. She 500 yet? She's still one away from 500. Hopefully by tomorrow. I did put a community post up about it. It's cool. I think it finally stuck. If you're not connected to my daughter, please get connected. Because I'm going to try to see if I can help her get to at least partial monetization. Loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Glad we made that change. I really just didn't like the wasn't happy with the yellow. Okay, awesome. When she got to the 500 today, I've got to see if she'll let me do. Is she's at 500. Thank you, Peyton. What I've got to see if she'll let me do is what I want to be able to do is take all of her shorts and like she does characters and stuff, be able to put them like all in one video for that character, and then be able to put them in a video form so that she can get some watch time. I just keep pressing forward with that. And she only has 24 hours of watch time, so we'd be starting off scratch with her on it. And then that way she would be I could get her watch time up, and then hopefully she could be in a position where she can do something before the 8,000 hits. I still think it's going to be I discourage people, but got to keep going at it, guys. So that is our cross. I'm doing this for someone. Her name is Angie Allen's World, and she's somebody that she calls her people. She calls them love bugs, and that's why I did the love bug on the cross like that. But I'm really liking the blue. I think it's going to be really pretty. I like the blue because it gives a little bit The contrast. I'm glad I changed the yellow because the yellow just wasn't sitting right. Not with this color. I love the wood on the cross. And then we're going to put little eyes on the ladybug. Yep. Just keep at it. We're 750 watch hours away from being fully monetized again. So it's going to be really cute how it comes together. And but I wanted to do this one. It's going to be really cute pattern. It's cute as adorable. And then it's going to be, I love the wood. The wood is really cute. And I think adding the light and the dark around the cross kind of emphasizes what we did with this part too. I think it's going to look, I don't think I'd have liked it all dark. You know, it would look nice if we did it all dark, but I think adding that little bit of light, it's going to be really pretty. It's going to be really nice. The places, like this place needed to be the darker color so you could really see the outline on the cross. It's going to be really cool. It looks like, I know it's wood, but it kind of looks like stone. It's going to be cool. So tomorrow, Christina's coming up with, well, that's an awesome way to be. Absolutely 100%. That's awesome. Just be there to entertain and be there for your community. And it's good for you too. It's good for the connection part. So tomorrow, Christina's coming up. And for those that don't know, like I said, I'm officially a grandma now. So, and I didn't tell you all on purpose exactly when it happened because I was respecting that part of it. So none of that will ever be released. But I am, we're going to have her tomorrow. So we'll see whether I come live tomorrow night. And I'm really, again, trying to focus on, I said to myself I wasn't going to do it, but I ended up doing it. And that's just because I was trying to be head focused on getting soap caddies done. And my rule was you make 2 or 3 soap caddies and then you end them because my least favorite thing to do is sit there sewing in all the ends. I hate it. And I said, nope, I'm not going to do that again. And what did I end up doing? Yep, I went ahead and I did the soap caddies without ending them. And I have like 30 somewhat soap caddies to end. But once I get these done, then I can start on the new batch of yarn I got. But what I purposely wanted to do was finish the yarn I had before I started with the new yarn that I got. Because then I want to keep a tally of how many soap caddies I make out of the yarn that I then bought. And then I can have a real good estimate of the amount of yarn I got and how many soap caddies come out of that batch of yarn. Stream, just put your camera facing something like I have or something like I could. I'm just, well, it's going to happen. Anybody that can watch a playlist, please watch a playlist. We got tons of them for sure. So, but I'll try to come on for Wednesday and we'll do this. I'm going to try to get the pumpkin done so we can put that on. But I'm probably going to wait till the first part of September to do that. But at the same time, it's the one that I do want to eventually take down to the store that we're in consignment with. And so I don't want to wait too long to get that one done, but we'll probably do that the first start of September. I cannot believe September's just right around the corner, I cannot. I cannot. And if anybody sent me any email, I will get back to y'all tomorrow. Yeah, I could. That is true. Unless I'm sleeping. If I'm sleeping, this is why I come. If y'all wonder why I come on and do this is exactly why. It's. I think it's more conducive. I like crocheting. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it, but I think this is really conducive to us trying to do what we're doing, which is just turning it on and having people come in and connect and work on that, and we're all here for each other. So I get to do something I really enjoy doing. I get to build watch time. I get to build, more importantly, community. And I just love it. I mean, I can sit here. I don't know how long we've been here for. What? I can't. It's too late for math. Probably 2 or 3 hours. Been here since 9:30. What time is it now? It's 1 in the morning. So I've been here for what? 3.5 hours. And it's a great way to have a live stream and let you all come in. Yep, you can. The only thing that I would suggest, this Peyton, this is what I would suggest. If you're going to do a live stream and you are not there to facilitate it, disable your comments. Like if I was going to just leave this live stream running all night looking at a picture, I would be disabling comments. I would not at all be having the comments on. I would disable them. When you end your live stream, then put the comments back on. But disable your comments. Yeah, it's 104 here. Because if you're not there to facilitate that, and I've seen people and they're sleeping and they're running their thing. And the problem with that is that if they don't know what's happening in the chat because they're sleeping, right? How can they make sure that somebody's not getting bullied or there's things that they don't want in their chat? So if I was you and I was going to, let's say, look at a fish tank or look at a lava lamp, disable your comments. I would not leave them running. Every stream that we have done as far as a nature stream, and I've left it running overnight for 10 hours, all the comments have been disabled because I don't want to take a chance that I have somebody come into my chat. I'm not awake to be able to monitor to do it. And I have somebody come in and chat doing one of two things: acting like a fool or bullying somebody who's coming into the chat. I can't be there to stop it. I'm not going to ask my mods to stay awake to do it either. So that's my one suggestion is if you're gonna do that, go into your thing and set it up to disable the comments because you don't want that. And then here's the other thing. If you don't disable your comments and somebody feels like they're bullying or they feel like the chat is not getting monitored properly, then they can report it. Then you're in trouble with YouTube. Because then YouTube says, guess what? You're violating, uh, you know, um, YouTube policy. Yes, you would. And that's great. But I wouldn't do it. There'd be no way I would leave my chat unattended. I have great mods, and I would know that they would come in and they would take care of it. But if it is in the middle of the night, and they're not available, and I want to go to sleep, right? And I can't monitor my chat, I won't have it happen. I would not want anybody to come in and feel like they're being bullied or have somebody use inappropriate words or language or all that kind of stuff and not be able to make sure that we can handle it. So because of that, let's see my reason I was saying. Because then you run into a problem of YouTube saying, guess what? You're not monitoring, the chat's kind of running on the stuff's done. That's what I would do. Or you could chat with them briefly, and when you get to go to bed, disable. You could. The majority of the time that I have done something like that, I've usually turned it on right before I'm ready to go to sleep. So I'm not here to ensure, or I can be on it just talking and monitoring it myself, or so forth. I will not. If I ever did anything like that, where I could not be here to make sure that that the chat was being taken care of appropriately, and you guys were being protected, the chat's getting disabled. I won't do it. But I can't be on the other end of it, or I can't be in the chat like I'm doing right now. And I'm having my laptop here. So if I needed to take anything, because right now I don't necessarily have a mod in here right now, I could handle it. But if I couldn't be either on the other side of the chat or on this side, comments would be disabled. Because you guys are too important to me. I won't have anybody come in here and bully anybody. Ain't happening. And like I said before, and I will say it again, we've started doing it since Saturday. We are starting to put up when we give somebody a channel shout out, if we can find a playlist that's not terribly long, we'd like to keep it around 3 to 4 hours. It's not going to happen all the time. Okay. We're adding that playlist to our community tab. It's the shout outs come out on both channels, Blessings to Connection and Bless to Crochet at 12 noon. At 6 p.m. we're putting out those playlists. Now we're asking our community to go over to that playlist and watch it, or leave it in the background, just running whatever they need to do, just to support that person. If somebody comes in our chat and asks us to watch a playlist, comes to me and asks me to watch a playlist, I have no problem with that. I do ask, if we go and we do that and we watch a playlist, which is if we give you a channel shout out and we put a playlist on, like the playlist that we did, I'm probably going to try to run that playlist tonight. For the person that I gave a shout out to, which was King Retro Gaming. But somebody comes into this chat or so forth and asks us to watch a playlist, I have no problem doing that, as long as they're going to give it back in return. If we do that and they come back and ask us again, they're really not doing anything, we don't see them watching any of our stuff, probably it's not that I'm not gonna give them a channel shout out. We're not gonna still put a playlist up, but I will be very less likely to actually do it until they kind of get back in the return. Because I feel like if we take the time to do that, it needs to kind of be a back and forth thing. So it doesn't mean that they have to watch any of ours. If we give them a channel shout out, when we put a playlist up, it would be nice if they did, and it'd be great if you all support. And if you do go out over and watch that playlist, let them know that Blessed to Crochet sent you. But if somebody takes the time to do it, give them a little bit. Or if they give you a channel shout out, you can go over and watch a little bit of their playlist. Even if they're fully monetized, it helps. It makes a difference. So anyway, that's my little spiel for tonight, right? We're all here to support each other. We're all here about community. It is what is so important. It's so weird because my things were disabled. Hi, Zach. Welcome on in. One time I streamed for long minutes for 7 hours stream, but I fell asleep. But I was so bright. Yeah. Just so you know that if you run it for 10, that's fine. But if it's over 12, YouTube won't give it to you. I know streaming is a big responsibility that you're monitoring chat. But look at my previous comment. Yep. Yeah, it is. I'll have to look at it, Zach. Yeah, I'm just cautious. Let's just say it that way. And we've had our trolls that have come in. My biggest fear is if we ever did something where we just had something doing and we just let the chat just go wild. Again, a chat can be reported and YouTube can take it down. They can take down your whole channel. I've worked from this for Mama and for you all way too much to have anything happen like that. I won't do it. So I think that you have to go into it with a very cautious, kind of thing. You have to be a little on the cautious side. I just think you have to be a little cautious. That's all. And it's just you just have to be careful. And you know, like again, I've seen people do live streams of themselves sleeping, and I'm like, no, I don't think so. We're not doing that. Don't ever look for Blessed to Crochet doing that because it's not going to happen. Y'all, it's just not going to happen. Yeah. Yeah, I have Instagram. We have TikTok. I got to redo the TikTok. This is all of our stuff on Linktree. Of our sources. Sorry. You're not going to get me. I don't know. If people can do that, great, but that's not going to be this girl. That's her. So, with that being said, guys, I'm gonna head off to bed. It's like gotta be 1:30 in the morning, and I gotta get up tomorrow because Christina's coming. And I love each and every one of you. I'm so 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 grateful. So remember to be proud of being you, because everyone else is taken. Keep crocheting that connection. No crochet hook is required. We have you covered. Thank you so much for having us covered. And thank you all for being here. And you know what? Well, we can do it again. Don't worry about it. We got you, Peyton. We got you. Just remember that. Peyton, be proud of being yourself. Everybody in the chat, be proud of being yourself. Everyone else is taken. You keep doing you no matter what, because we love you just the way you are. I love you all. I don't know. We'll see how I am tomorrow, whether I'll come on and we'll kind of finish this up. It shouldn't take that long to finish the rest of this up, and I'm loving the direction it's going in. Love you all. Have a great night. Bye bye, everybody. Stay connected.